Welcome, everybody.
So, tonight's class is about your spiritual language. It's about overcoming your limiting character. We want you to ask all the questions concerning this. And I'm going to be trying to relate it to money magic because I'm on my Taurus flow today. I've been having amazing business calls all day that have really been like, okay, my magic is working. You know what I'm saying? This is lovely. I want to keep staying in my lane. So discovering what your particular lane is very important as well. And we want y'all asking about ventures that you have going on. Like you should be mature enough now to say, I got this ritual here, or I got this thing in my life going on. Help me with that. Jasmine, can you speak on that a little bit, please?
Absolutely. Well, that is part of understanding your spiritual language because what we want to do is narrow down the just throwing candles, throwing rituals out, kind of throwing darts with a blindfold on, but really kind of help hone in and harness a specific regular routine or ritual for your situation and how to, we're at the end of the year, and I keep saying it, how to clear away these blockages and set your intentions for 2020.
Right. So who got that first situation that they want some clarity on tonight? Really, all of y'all should have some clarity on, or you, all of you should have a situation. Like me, I want to know the best way to get more into this cannabis game. I want to know what magic I can do to help my business development practice, develop my own business and develop your business. I want magic for people to come in who can pay me to help them develop their business. And so for me, I normally use more spells in because I'm a hard Tybro cat, and there's a lot of sigils when it comes to working in Kim Wafu in that particular lane. But I also use magic as well. So like currently, I don't have any questions because I have a medley of things that I'm using at one time. So we want because most of you are probably saying Jasmine uses one, two, three, four, five, but you're not getting the productivity that Jasmine is getting out of it. Kaya, you're using one, two, three, four. We want to use those. But I told y'all, even when I did the ancestor money, I said only write one deity on the ancestor money at a time until you have a relationship with that deity. Okay. Carmelia Brown, you're not telling me what kind of business. What ritual would you suggest for attracting business? I just started a small new business and would definitely use the advice. So you have to, that's too vague. Are you selling sex toys? Is it cannabis? Like, what is it? And we need more than I started a small business. And here's the thing a lot of you are used to asking for generalized stuff. We want you to leave here and go back and start asking jokers for specific shit for yourself. Remember, I told y'all this is a selfish class?
Mhm.
Ask for you. Don't come and be like, oh, I'm asking a Facebook question. We're not on Facebook. We in class. So what is it that you really need? Oh, bam. Like, watch this. I'm going to go to Eric and I'm going to come back to you, Carmelia. I need help with my Forex trading. I've been losing way too much money in it. CSA5step.com. Excellent question. Put that over there. Anybody? So she says she needs, what just happened? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
My camera went out. That's crazy. Your camera went out too.
Okay.
But you can still see me and hear me.
I can see and hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna restart my I'm gonna,
All right, let's see. Give us just 1 second. Woo, this retrograde is already showing its face around these parts, huh?
yeah, that's okay. We
There we go.
all right. So I want to respond www.csa5steps.com. Now, CSA 5 steps is for anybody who wants to learn Forex. And it takes you from the very, very root of how money moves all the way to, and it's a free program. It's free. Baby Pips, I suggest that you do that. And then we have to look at why you feel that you're losing money. Because you're probably losing money because of your limiting character. Your limiting character is telling you to get out of trades too early. Or your limiting character, like, who are you trading with? Where did you get your Forex training with? Was it IML? Was it reading books? Like, do you have a tutor or some kind of coach? That's what I'd like to know about your situation. And what, my screen went out again. Jasmine, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can see you. You're
I'm not
there.
even gonna take a screenshot. I'm gonna just keep on plugging along. When y'all, yeah, IML is trash, Erica. I just wanted to say that IML is not, because they're not gonna train you how to really trade, because they're gonna push you to try to build your team, and you trying to make some money. Okay, so yeah, go over the CSA 5 steps, and I would just go ahead and leave IML altogether, unless you got a team up under you. Jasmine, you got some advice for Forex or
Um,
trading?
nope, you handled that.
For candle, I would keep the Jade Emperor close by in your trades. You need a statue on your desk beside your computer of Fortuna or the Jade Emperor or Tahuti or Ganesha, because you want to break through obstacles and you want to keep your mind clear. Camellia says, I have created a weight loss ritual because I gained 30 pounds, grieving my father, but he is alive. So right now I have a jar spell, candle spell, and a puppet I'm using. I ask for clarity, peace, willpower, and strength to work out despite the pain of spine, knees, etc. I'm asking for everything I need for this spell. Jasmine?
Um, yes, you are. The jar spell, I like the jar spell idea. I would suggest working with a skull candle for this, because a lot of everything going on besides the grieving and then the physical pain is also very mental and emotional. So, doing some head work on yourself would be the ideal way of going. If you don't have a skull candle, and for you, this seems like something that you may want to invest. This may be an ongoing ritual for you until you start to feel better. So you can pick up a actual skull. They have them right now at Target, Walmart, almost any Halloween store or any Halloween section, and use this skull as a symbol to represent your own thoughts and emotions. And you want to rub oils on it, you'll talk to it, you'll massage it, and then you can burn some candles around it and just kind of place it on your altar and keep it there.
Okay. And also, what are you doing about your physical ailments?
Right.
Are you trying to use natural, just, sometimes you can't go all natural because I can't go to the doctor. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't have insurance, do you need money to go to the doctor? So I'd like some clarifying questions on that. Latifa said, what ritual should I do to rent a 3 bedroom or more house by next year for myself and my child?
Excellent
Jasmine?
question. So, you first want to start off with using a brown candle. Brown is the color for home, for grounding, for any type of manifesting, whether it's a home or business. So, get a brown candle. You want to dress your candle with cinnamon and star anise, which is for success. I also like to use star anise, allspice, and bay leaf. Those are all for success. You want to combine this candle with a road opener. So you're going to essentially have two candles burning. The road opener, you want to dress that with road opener oil and lemongrass. You also want to get some photos. So maybe go on Pinterest, go on Google, and start screenshotting what a 3 bedroom looks like to you. So either the interior or the exterior type of house. Do you want a craftsman house, a colonial style, or a Spanish villa? Like, what type of house do you want? Take these photos and place them on your altar and burn your candles in front of them. You can also print out a mock rent or lease agreement, a blank one. Fill it out as if you've been approved, write approved at the top, sign it, fill in the rent, the deposit, everything on there, exactly what you want, place that on your altar. And I would do the candle work at least 3 times. New home spells are actually relatively quickly to manifest, so you shouldn't have to do this more than once. But if you do, you want to do it 3 consecutive times, starting the Thursday after a new moon, and you should see some results. And good luck to you.
Also, with the limited character, you you got to go and figure out how you got in this situation. And like I remember specifically last week, you said you had an issue about asking for help.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you open for help in getting your 3 bedroom or more house by next year for yourself and your child?
Mm-hmm.
That's my question to you.
Yeah. And
Um,
you could have it before next year. I don't know if it's finances or what the time frame is, if you're in a lease already, but you could very well manifest it before then. So when you do this ritual, make sure if it comes through that you're ready to move.
covet, yes, you could use moon magic and get a crib in 28 days. That ain't nothing.
Hmm.
Because people got empty houses that they don't want anybody to not be in there for Christmas.
Hmm.
Coven says, how do I improve my self confidence holistically? My answer is going to be kind of street and maybe ghetto. Jasmine, you want to go first?
Um, I mean, self care, number one. So ritual baths, working out, caring for what's going in and outside of your body. This is another one. Self confidence is again mental and emotional. So what has occurred, or what is your limiting character telling you that's bringing your self confidence down? And start to address that. So you may need to get some Reiki done. You may need to, I'm not a huge fan of therapy, but you may need to just kind of talk out whatever has got you feeling the way that you're feeling. But self care is very, very, very important. Kayer?
You're not interacting enough with people.
Mm,
Like you're, I can succeed as a part of all and fail as an individual. When you say holistically, what you really mean is individually. You don't want any help. You're not open to receiving assistance with your confidence. You've painted yourself into a corner, and you're afraid to walk on the paint and leave tracks. Don't paint yourself in the corner. Fuck the floor. Walk on the paint. Start interacting with people. Stop stop letting your past experiences be your excuse for not moving forward. For you, how do you improve your self confidence? I don't have to look at holistically. There's no holistic way to improve your self confidence. The way to improve your self confidence is to start back participating in life. That's all I can say. How do you start participating back in life? Like, I remember when I first met you, and I was like, "Where's your profile picture?" And you was like, "Oh, so many people are stalking me. Everybody's against me. Oh, I got this condition, I got that condition." You gave me all these excuses when you could have just been like, "Oh, let me put one up real quick," because people are going to continue to support your narrative. Whatever your narrative is, if it's a limiting character, there's going to be support for it. So you have to open up your throat chakra. That doesn't mean work on your throat chakra. That just means use your throat chakra. You need all 7 chakras. Pull up from the top, open up from the top, see what's going on, and then speak on it. Open your throat. That's where your truth comes from. What, Jasmine? Were you going to say something?
I just put up a link to insight seminars. They are held around the country. Just go to the link. Just trust me. Take a look at the link when you're done with tonight's class.
Okay. Ebony says, "What type of candle, Jasmine, around the skull? Tea lights? Can I use a glass pillar candle to sit next to it?"
I wouldn't use the glass pillar candle. I like the tea lights or the chime candles best for that.
All righty. Veronica says, "Okay, Let's do on a scale of 1 to 10. What is your connection like, everyone? So Veronica says hers keeps freezing. Veronica, are you on your phone, or are you on your laptop or desktop? So what is everybody's degree of visibility to the work, to what we're doing right now so far? Because she's the only one that's saying that she's having a problem on the connection. And Vaughn, I saw him saying that he has some stuff going on too. So Camille says she hears static. Everybody else says 10, 19, 10. Okay. So seems like it's a connection on your end. Um, hold on. Latifa says, yes, I'm open to assistance. I do need the finances to go along. Latifa, you need the assistance first. To me, everybody keeps talking about, I want the money, 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 but somebody could come and be your assistance and be like, oh, I see you're with a child. Let me go ahead and give you the house.
Mm-hmm.
So stop proceeding with everybody thinks money's going to solve all the problems. Is your attitude keeping the money from you? You might want to go to the Insight link too and take an Insight class before the end of the year, and that might clear up the blockage, because sometimes you need some group help as well.
Yes. And something else I just want to share is when you're so focused on getting the money, you could be closing yourself off to the help. Start asking for what you want. And if it's money that you need to support that, it will show up.
Yes. Camille said, what is a good protection spell for my entire property to keep intruders and people attempting to hurt me away from me? Recently got ADT after death threats. I'm going to go first on this one. How did you get death threats? How were you communicating with the person who threatened to kill you? I want to know everything, not just because you're saying, is this person really a threat though? Can they really carry out the death threat? Or do you just want a protection spell that's going to make you feel good? Because I could tell you to burn a white candle. I could tell you to get 4 railroad ties and put them down in each corner of the house outside of the property. But how did you get in this situation?
Mm-hmm.
How did you get in a situation where somebody's threatening your life and wanting to come on your property? Because the spell because that's just a symptom. Somebody threatening you or wanting to come on your property is a symptom. You want to do a spell and get the right language to go all the way into what caused it in the first place. Ruthina says, what could I do to land a career as a television host reporter making $100,000 or more a year? Jasmine?
Mm-hmm. Well, for starters, you want to get a notebook and you want to write. Have you written it out yet? Have you written out exactly, so $100,000 a year or more, a career as a television host or reporter? Do you know what network you want to work for? Do you know how soon you want this to happen? I would write myself an acceptance letter. So pick some networks, pick out what your salary is going to be. Write down the hours that you want to work. What do you want to be reporting on? And draft yourself out an acceptance letter that you have been offered this position. And you want to burn that with a road opener candle and a success candle.
Also, have you worked as a television host or reporter already making some money? Or
Right.
is this like, have you went to school, graduated, and don't have a job, and you want your first gig to be 100,000 or more? Or you already have been, because if you've already been doing this and you're not making 100,000, then maybe it's time to find out what's the holdup, instead of just saying, because some of the spells that y'all need, y'all are like skipping. Here's something that I did. Here's something I did that made this happen in my life. And then you say, I want to spell just to go over here and give me the success I want, but you didn't clear up the milk that was spilled on the floor. So can you give me some more information on that, please? Erica says, after my divorce came financial difficulties such as my house going into foreclosure. I began to contest the foreclosure process and apply for a loan modification in an effort to save the home. What's a great ritual to ensure the modification is successful so I may keep my home?
Um, for this one, I would do the same thing. One, I would get a brown candle because you want to stay in the house. Two, I would get a success candle in the color either orange or green. There is also a candle that is called loan approval, specifically for loans, any type of financial paperwork like that. If you inbox me on Facebook, I will try to send you a link for it, but you can look it up from either Indio Products or mysticproducts.com and just put in loan approval candle, and you want to burn those three with whatever paperwork or documents that you've submitted for the modification. You want to print out a copy of that and place that on your altar. I'd also take a picture of your house and put a picture of your house up on your altar as well.
Well. This one, the financial difficulties. Financial difficulties are karmic. If you lost a house that went into foreclosure, it's because you also lost this house in a past lifetime. You've been having difficulties with financial, you've been having financial difficulties through multiple lifetimes. What limitations are you fighting for that are keeping you continually getting foreclosed on? This isn't your first house that you've been in danger of losing. So it's that versus the ritual for the modification to keep your home. What about the modification of your the way your relationship with money? What does your limiting character tell you about money? How do you feel about money? Do you have any yeah, what is your feelings about money? Do you really believe that you can be rich? Like so that's kind of or do you believe that you are supposed to have the house that you're staying in, or do you feel like there's a victim complex, or you have a victim complex and somebody's against you? So please give me an update on that. Vanetta says, any advice for me on my question? Vanetta, you're gonna have to retype your question. I don't see it. Do, 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 do.
Yeah, there is a little static, Kair, when you're
Is
speaking.
this is static when I'm talking?
Yes.
Um, okay. I will.
It's not happening now, but it is kind of going in and out. So
What about right now? Mic check.
we're good now. Oh, well, nope.
What about now?
Right now we're okay.
Okay. I think it's how far I got the cord stuck in. Um, ooh, my internet is really blanking over here. This is real funny. We're about to go to Zoom in a second, y'all. It ain't gonna be long from now because I'm not gonna. Does everybody have the Zoom link? Let me go ahead and go get that and post that. I sent everybody a email with the Zoom link, but we always have a backup. So I'm going to send it now. Well, I'm going to have it put in the room to make sure everybody has the Zoom link. Jasmine, can you go to the next question, please, while I go pull up the Zoom link?
Absolutely. Let's take a look and see. Okay. Carmela, what ritual would you suggest for helping a person to be calmer? My 15-year-old son is autistic and prone to anxiety attacks. He hates the medication that he's currently on. What would you suggest? For starters, a ritual, as far as a candle ritual or something like that, may not be the best option. Have you looked up or considered some meditation? That's one. Two, I would check and see if he can take some St. John's wort and it won't have a contraindication with the prescription that he's on. St. John's wort is fantastic for calming anxiety, bringing some peace. Ashwagandha root is also a mood stabilizer, and those are both natural and come in tea, capsule, and tincture forms. Um, I think meditation would be a good option. I feel like he would benefit from having some healing sessions done. So maybe find a Reiki practitioner that's in your area. Anxiety is also comes from energy. So does he have any crystals? Have you given him anything to kind of calm the energy around him? Um, I get it. He's 15. He's a boy. He may not be open to spiritual baths, but that might also help as well. Kayer, what do you think?
I just put the number for Dr. Amsu in there, or
Okay.
Dr. You could call Dr. Amsu or Dr. Nardi over at symptometry.com if you want to go over there and find the number for Dr. Nardi. But Dr. Amsu's number is 336-416-5651. Has worked with tons of autistic children, and I believe in going to us connecting you with qualified people in that field who specialize in that. So because he doesn't like the pharmaceutical medication, but that's not the only medication. And I wouldn't go on YouTube or just on the internet. I would go to somebody who knows, who's dealt with this before. So call Dr. Abbott and say, what's your background in working with autistic children? And this is what I got going on. Can you help me? And then I'm sure he's going to say yes, but that's the way that I will begin that conversation. Because what you're doing is you're feeding him the wrong foods. The foods that you are his reactions are to the food that you're feeding him. He may not be open to a plant-based diet or a vegetarian diet due to some other things that he needs, going on with his brain. Like I didn't know that black eyed peas and navy beans twice a week improve your intelligence and also help like your neurotransmitters in your brain just by eating black eyed peas and navy beans. Kiki said, "What is the best for protection? I have been told that I have a very jealous sister." So you starting off with "I have been told." What do you mean you have been told? Do you have a very jealous sister who's been cursing you for years or not? My issues are money, love, and happiness. What can I do for the ultimate permanent protection and healing? I heard that to have a Saint Benedict's medal, have it blessed by a priest, is good for protection against evil. Also, I have been very tired of the past few weeks. What can I do about that as well? Kiki, please put your questions individually versus trying to put them all in there together. So, um, so please rewrite these questions out individually. You've been tired over the past few weeks, then what is your diet like? What type of foods are you eating? Are you having sex? Are you what is stressing you out? Tired and low energy, and is it your birth? Do you have a birthday coming up? Those are just some of those things. Just for the part about being tired, um, we can't answer questions about what you heard. So when somebody says, I heard this was going on, and I heard a Saint Benedict medal blessed by a priest, and so and so and so and so, like I can't speak on that. And everybody is money, love, and happiness. Jasmine, you want to tackle some of this?
Well, in terms of ritual work, just for general protection, you can do a fiery wall of protection spell. Go
Mm.
to my YouTube channel, Mystic at the Crossroads, and put in fire wall of protection spell. You will get the recipe there. I do believe that you should have some sort of medallion protection on you. I don't know anything about the Saint Benedict. I know the one that I have from Tybro. Um, the Archangel Michael medallion is what I would suggest you getting. My issues are money, love, and happiness. Well, are they, or what's causing it? Let's kind of go back to what the root cause is. Do you deserve money, love, and happiness? What's your spiritual work looking like? Are you consistent? Do you have a money candle? Is your altar lit right now as we speak? If it isn't, then I would start there. I would get a money candle and I would get a self love candle. What are you doing to nurture yourself? When was the last time you treated yourself to something very special. And I don't mean material wise, but when was the last time you did some self-care? Starting there, you will start to see the things around you shift and change and go in the right direction.
Yes. Did you ask her, does she have an altar up?
Hmm. No, but
Okay.
yeah, do you have an altar up? And if you do, is your altar, is it lit or is it sitting there dark?
Yeah. And how much energy are you feeding into your altar?
Hmm.
Are you giving your energy any light from yourself? Tasha said, what ritual or spell is good to only attract the people who need and want my help in business, keeping away people who just want services for free? The only ritual for that, Tasha, is to start charging, raise your prices.
Hmm.
That's all I can tell you. There is no ritual to keep people away from asking for free stuff. That's the nature of people who don't want to pay. So what you should do is read .com secrets and give them something for free. There's something called everybody should have .com secrets if you're an entrepreneur. There's something called a value ladder. I was telling somebody about a brother. I saw his business model. He does a 2 hour free course, and then he upsells you at the end of the course to a 3 day $1,000 course. And then if you take his 3 day $1,000 course where he lets two people come for $1,000, then he offers you a personal mentor program for $50,000. So his levels are free, 1,000 and 50,000 or 30,000. So you have to give people something away for free.
Hmm.
I'm always doing Facebook lives. Guess how much they cost people? Zero, but I'm giving them value. That's not how you make money in business. You're gonna have to build an audience and then sell them something. That's that. Jasmine's been. How many YouTube videos do you have? You say you just got to 100,000 subscribers,
I've got about 200, maybe over 200 videos at this point.
and she's not charging. They're all free. Um, Camille says my sister's son is a gang member, and they blame me for the police picking him up after I allowed him to come to my apartment after rival members tried to kill him. Camille, you are mixing karmas. You are trying to save too many people. You want a martyr. You're not going to get to heaven by saving people whose karma is to get killed in the streets. I'm just being just like, oh, well, he's my family, right? But what if everybody come in there and shoot the house up and he don't get killed and you get shot? You brought that into your house. When are you going to tell him he can't come into the house? Why can't he go to his sister's? Why can't he go to his own mother's house? Who told him to join the gang? There's no ritual that's going to stop the gang. Jasmine is in, she's been in all different areas of Los Angeles. Jasmine, do you have some rituals to stop gangs from doing what gangs do?
No.
This is a part of life, Camille. Don't try to be a martyr. Jasmine, you want to speak on that?
Well, I mean, I agree. Who told him to join the gang in the first place? And you know, these kids these days, if they're not willing to listen, and I'll say you may not like what I have to say, let they asses go. Let them go.
Wall of suffering participants. If you let a wall of suffering resident into your house, that means that they're going to come with wall of suffering behavior
Hmm.
and wall of suffering consequences. Vera said, speaking of language, how can you tell what spiritual language you speak?
Hmm.
Very good. Jasmine, I'll let you start.
Well, your spiritual language, one, and this is so important. Scroll through your Facebook timeline. See what you're posting. See who you're friends with on social media. See what you're taking in. That will tell you, number one, where your spiritual language is.
Mm.
Number two, how do you speak over your destiny? How do you speak over your life? Are you affirming things daily or are you complaining about things daily? Number two, what is your ritual work? What's your altar game like? What candles or what rituals or recipes work best for you? Where have you seen the most success? Jar spells work for me. Palm wax candles work for me. Saint Expedite candles work for me. Those are part of my spiritual language. I get up every morning and I recite my affirmations. I scroll through my timeline. You won't see, I don't share anything on my timeline that is not promoting where I want to be or promoting the energy and the type of people I want to attract into my life. I see a post somebody puts up that's negative or derogatory, they get unfriended immediately. My spiritual language is prosperity, and I know what works. So you've got to identify those things, and you'll know where you are. Kyer?
This is where I say going into the abdominal, going into your gut. Like, what do you want to do? Like, sometimes there's something that you want to do, but you see somebody else doing it and you get distracted from it. Or you get discouraged because you don't have your candles down, or because you're not doing this. What is it that you are really drawn to before you even get success? Like, if we lay down tarot cards, astrology, candles, sigils, what because one thing could lead to something else. I was telling Jasmine, we were talking the other day, I'm a world class astrologer, but I'm an even better psychic.
Right.
So I can't hold on to astrology my whole life if I'm a better psychic than I am an astrologer.
Mm-hmm.
So and then what did I say? My language today is what? Downloads.
Mm-hmm.
This stuff has just started pouring down now. So I have to honor my psychic channel. So what you're doing now may lead you to something else.
Mm-hmm.
So don't worry about, well, what? Because I feel your next question is going to be like, well, how many spiritual languages are there? How many stars are in the sky?
Right.
What is it that you really are attracted to?
Mm-hmm.
First? Ebony wants advice on working with Saint Expedite.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want something specific, but I'm gonna let Jasmine just handle that one by herself.
Love working with Saint Expedite. He's sitting right here. So number one, you want to start off, you have two options. I personally like working with the Saint Expedite candle specifically, but you can print out an image and set up a space for him and use either a red or yellow candle. With Saint Expedite, he's very particular, which is why he works for some people and not so much for others. So number one, you have to give him, really, he works better with one or two requests. You can't overload him with a list of 10 things that you want to see happen. Second of all, he has a specific prayer on the back of this candle, and you can Google them. Typically, I don't use the prayers that come on the candle, but Saint Expedite, you have to recite his prayer to get him to grant your wishes. It is very important to put a rose on his altar, on his space. And you do have to let him know that when he grants your wish, you will reward him in the 5 slices of pound cake, Sara Lee pound cake, if you can find it. And you may want to look in your frozen section. I learned that the hard way. And the 5 coins. And that's only given to him once he's granted your request. Saint Expedite is best for money-related things. He works very good for emergency money, but he can be petitioned for other areas of your life. I say keep it simple. Dress his candle with some cinnamon powder and cinnamon oil if you have the option. That's really all you need. And you can place a glass of water next to his candle. You want to make sure you pray over it, recite the prayer daily, and speak your request. Fantastic energy to work with, and he does come through.
So there's someone who can't get in, so they can't get in the chat room for some reason. So I told them to send me a question through my messenger, and the question is, what can I do to get out of a stagnant position? I know what to do, but for some reason I can't get to it. I've been in the witchcraft, since I was 17 years old. I just feel tired.
Mm-hmm.
I have an answer that I already typed to her, but I want to hear what you have to say first.
That is 2 things. 1, a blockbuster, and 2, I call it a deep reset. So there's some serious heavy energy around her that's keeping her stuck there, along with the limiting character. She needs to do my egg cleansing recipe, which is very popularly used in Latin America and South America. It's done with a combination of 2 raw eggs, egg yolks, half a cup of sea salt, half a cup of baking soda, a cap full of distilled white or apple cider vinegar. That's going to pull off whatever energy she has created for herself or any energy that's attached itself to her that's keeping her from being able to move forward or even able to use her magic to get herself to move forward, and combine that with 21 days of burning black blockbuster candles on herself. Everything will change after that.
Whew. So that's a hell of a formula. And just me listening to it, I was getting the energy off of it. Like shit, if that don't do it, you ain't supposed to be doing witchcraft no more. But I think that, are you willing to burn, black candles for 21 days, blockbuster candles for 21 days?
Mm-hmm.
And also, what is your routine of cleansing? And also, do you have a functional altar set up that you are practicing with? What does your altar game
Mm-hmm.
look like? And she says, Coach, it just feels like I can't get myself up. You're probably eating the wrong foods too. It could be something that easy. You know what I'm saying? When's the last time you changed your diet? Are you eating the same diet?
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to, is anytime you feeling down,
Mm-hmm.
like when's the last time you fasted? When the last time you fasted and cleaned the
Right.
system out?
And then also with us women, if you are in childbearing years and you're having a menstrual cycle, have you checked your iron levels lately? You may need some iron, you may need some vitamin B, take some bee pollen, some ginseng. So it could very well just be giving the body some nutrients that it needs.
Shamita says, what rituals are best for me in bringing more income with the cannabis medicine? Education. I've been on cannabis all day, and before you can do a ritual, first off, what kind of cannabis medicine? And what are you doing? You're gonna have to let me know, what are you selling? I mean, you saying what rituals are best for me to bringing in more income with the cannabis medicine? That's sales anyway. Sales are sales. But I mean, I'm glad that you were specific. But like you, first off, if you are selling recreational or flower in a state that where it's not legalized, I highly suggest you get a job. You're gonna need to get a real job. You can't just keep selling weed and being like, well, I need a ritual to sell more weed because I don't want to go to work. You're gonna have to use your creativity to move in other avenues versus just selling marijuana. If you're in a 420 friendly state and you're selling recreational and you're licensed to sell, then I'm always gonna say Lord Ganesha, the Jade Emperor, and do you have an altar? Do you have, who's the goddess of agriculture in the Ifa? Do you have, um, do you have the planet Neptune represented? Neptune and marijuana go together. Do you have the sign of Pisces represented? In your business, or the god or goddess of Pisces. What are your offerings looking like? People be asking me, what about rituals? I want to start asking, like, what are your offerings like? Jasmine, you want some of that?
Yeah. Absolutely. Offerings. Do you have a gratitude journal? Are you writing down every day, I am so happy and grateful for bringing in $5,000 a week for my cannabis medicine? So things, something simple as that. And yeah, what what are you selling? Pre rolls? Are you selling pounds? Like what? How is it moving?
I know that's right. If it's pre-roll and you want a website, then that's a lot easier. But it's still going to have to be with education, because how are you marketing your product? I can't give you a ritual if you're a terrible salesman, or if you got bad weed. What if your weed ain't no good? So all those things got to be considered. Camille, please stop doing stuff for everybody else. I'm gonna read this. Recently, my sister asked me to help her get rid of her boyfriend, so I helped her with a jar spell. They broke up, then she wanted him back. He is sick and having issues. She then told him I put him in a jar. I did not. I taught her and sister her with the spell. Camille, this is not a question for us. You taking on too many people's problems. Next, Christiana, is there a ritual for me to bring in more clients? What, Jasmine? Which one you want to give her?
Yeah, an improved business candle, an attract customers candle, a money candle that never goes out ever, 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 ever. A road opener candle. You should have a rose of Jericho on your altar, burning your ancestor money, even burning call money incense on a daily basis.
On top of a big bill.
Yes, on top of a big bill. Do you have a cash box? Whether you work from home or a business, get yourself a box that is specifically your money box. Put your business card in there or print out your website or something. Write yourself a check, put some money in there, have a cash box. Put some things in there, some magnets in there to attract money and bringing in clients. What kind of clients? Write out how many clients you want on I don't know if it's daily or weekly. Burn it. I would start with that. All of those, you'll see some success immediately.
Business education. There's a book called The No BS Guide to Marketing to the Affluent. The No BS Guide to Marketing to the Affluent. Stop having everything on sale, wanting to get $20 and $50 customers when you can get some people who want to spend $1,000. Like, start focusing on reading books about selling to rich people.
Mm-hmm.
There's a book, there's The Science of Getting Rich. Have you read that? Everybody who's asking about money, I do feel, because I'm channeling, that y'all are really lazy. What books have you read before you did your ritual? I told everybody last week, your ritual supports where you are in life. Your ritual doesn't make you where you are in life. If you're lazy, then I don't care how many candles you're burning. It's going to see that you're not a hard worker. But if you have a crazy library and you're always reading books, then your mind is being filled with these ideals to do rituals on. And a lot of y'all are not bringing in new information. You're doing old things as easy hustles. Dr. Gibson used to get on me about this all the time. And a lot of people, you out here hustling other people for money when you could, when what you really need to do is, but you don't really want to be honest and say, I don't want to work. What you mean you don't want to work? Well, if you don't want to work and then you don't have the skill, you're either going to have to work until you build up the skill, or you're just going to have to stay at work. But we don't have rituals to supplement where there's a lack of skill set. That goes with your spiritual language. Do rituals according to what you're good at. I don't do real estate, so I'm not going to ask Jasmine, how do I do this real estate? Give me a ritual to sell this house. That's not my bag. That's not where I'm at. So where are you really and honestly about how you are handling your BIs? That's the real thing. What ritual do I do to buy a bowling alley and to start a bowling business? I think you're going to need a business coach for your bowling alley and starting I'm still going to ask, if you ask a question which says, what ritual do I do? We're going to ask you, do you have an altar set up?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an altar set up? Because without an altar, it's going to be tough for you to buy a bowling alley. Not that it can't be done, but it's just going to take longer. Where are you going to do the ritual at? But Jasmine, do you have a ritual for a bowling alley?
Well, for starters, you need money to buy a bowling alley. So what's your money magic looking like? That's the first place to start. For you too, Everett, have you written out where's the bowling alley going to be? Do you know what city you want it to be in? Have you printed out some pictures of some bowling alleys, put them on your altar? I would start with the road opener and money candle because you're going to need the finances for that, and then really narrow down and pinpoint where do you want this bowling alley to be.
And I'm getting a bowling ball, bowling glove, bowling shoes, and a bowling pin and a picture of a bowling alley and putting it in front of my altar. Also, I'm going to make 30 copies of a bowling alley. Let's say you know where the bowling alley is at and it's got the address on it. I'm going to burn that with my ancestor money.
And a key, because you're going to need a key to open up that front door to open your business every day.
Yep. I'm doing all of that because why don't you buy it in the spirit world first and
Mm-hmm.
then let it come to you that way?
And that's something I forgot to mention. I'm not sure, but who asked about the being able to get for the house ritual? If you're trying to manifest a place to live, you need to have a key, a front door key. Doesn't have to be yours, but a front door key to symbolize the front door of the house.
Keisha said, I want to spell to get the full balance of my college loans forgiven because of my employment in law enforcement. Jasmine?
Um, you would want to get yourself a High John the Conqueror candle for that. And I would also, you got to have a plan as far as how you're going to try to get those forgiven. But a John the Conqueror candle works excellent. I did that for my IRS debt. I don't know what happened to it, and I don't care. John the Conqueror. You could also burn along with it a white law stay away candle. Even though this is still a legal, student loans are legal, whether it's federal or whatever. A law stay away candle, a John the Conqueror candle, and then I would do a little bit of research to see are there programs out there, because it's not just going to disappear, but maybe writing to them or trying to appeal or what do they call it? Hell, I would tell them you're having financial hardship, you can't pay it, and do the ritual for that.
Um, all big debts are following you from past lifetimes, including school loans. Sure, these people are shitty because they came up with this system that puts all this debt over our head.
Hmm.
But it's just another form of the debt that you keep carrying with you from lifetime to lifetime. So are you work like, man, that's a yeah, yeah, your parents miseducated you. They told you just to take, but remember you went to school. Did you go to school for yourself? Like, and have you been applying yourself in those areas? I didn't know you could forgive a loan just because you're being employed in law enforcement. I'm not familiar with that, but if there is a law or some kind of stipulation, that would be up under my petition, up under the candle. Am
Hmm.
I getting that right, Jasmine?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I would have that presented, to my ancestors to be like, yo, help me out with this. Erica, my mother-in-law used to mail voodoo dolls to myself, and she said she was doing death spells, all kind of crazy things to me and my children. I didn't believe in it first until everything she started saying she was doing to me actually started happening in real life. That's not a that's What are you doing for protection, Erica? Erica, you need the Defense Against Dark Arts book. That right there will shut stuff all the way down. And it's crazy. Mitchell Gibson just put a new sigil out that, let me read this, what this just said. I was just like, oh, you're doing it like that? Listen with this, because I'm into sigils, and this one is already done for you. So if you look on his Instagram page, he said this is an intermediate protection shield. It is a quantum level stronger than the basic shields. It will last as long as the summoner is alive. It will also actively seek out attacks against the summoner. Breathe in twice and exhale twice while looking at the shield. Speak the word of invocation for all shields. Pronounce Christi Omen. Then say the name of the shield itself silently to yourself. Examos. The shield is intelligent and will actively patrol any area or item that you wish in search of attackers. It will then remove the attack with force and deter it from ever approaching again. This shield is specifically programmed to additionally protect you from forces that cause aging. And it's on page 25 of some book. So I think this is in the Book of Shields. Yeah, I think this is in the Book of Shields. I think the Book of Shields is like $1,000 or $1,200 or something like that. So I'm telling you where it's at. So if you're having this much problem, the Defense Against the Dark Arts, that book is 300. The Book of Shields, you just type in Book of Shields Tybro, and it's definitely going to come up. Here we go, Ruthina. Give me them details. I have a Bachelor of Arts in Communication, Television and Cinema, Broadcasting Certification, Television and Broadcasting, Masters of Science in Entertainment. I feel I'm chasing around my career and financial goals in these specific areas. I follow you both, and I've tried different spells, but I feel that I'm blocked from succeeding my goals. I get discouraged doing my rituals because I already got the answer, and I ain't finished reading this yet, Jasmine, because I feel that I'm not manifesting for me. I've been practicing the craft consistently for 2 years. I feel that I need a clearing of certain blockages. I put in so much real work and spiritual work, and I feel that I should be further in my life financially in my career. What should I do about them? Work for yourself. With all that you got going on, Bachelor of Art in Communication, Television and Cinema, Broadcasting Certification, why do you need to go work for somebody else to pay you a paycheck? Why you can't start your own media company?
And that's why it's not working.
Because you ain't supposed to be working for them, getting a check for them. With all that talent, partner with Khayr. I'll split $1 million with you or more. I'll quickly split the first 200,000 that we're gonna make in a little bit. I wish you was in Atlanta with all this talent. Next thing you're gonna tell me is you got a whole bunch of equipment, which you really don't even need. I just need your expertise. You probably can edit. Oh my God. Woo. I never said, what ritual can I use to start an Airbnb in the Caribbean? I need financing for my project. I have the property already, but need development funds. I think we've answered that. All the things that we've been telling everybody else for money. Do you have an altar up? Do you have a statue or a picture of the Jade Emperor or the goddess Fortuna or some god of wealth? And are you burning your ancestor money? Are you feeding your ancestors? Like, are you doing the basics? Are you doing the basics? And when Jasmine tells you a candle, she doesn't mean one candle. She's talking about burn the candle until you get the results. Ebony said, how do we write petitions for skull and head work?
With the skull candle specifically, I like to write on the skull, not necessarily a petition. It just works better that way. So what you do is you talk to the skull just like you're talking to yourself, or if it's for another person. But you want to inscribe. Where's my skull candle? Hold on. Let me show y'all. You want to take your skull and inscribe on the back of its head in short phrases exactly what you want. What's important is you massage the skull with the oil and you're talking to it, because what you're doing is you're influencing yourself or the other individual that you are working on. I don't write out petitions. This is the best way to do it so that it's successful.
This protection shield I'm about to put into the chat. That's the link for it on Instagram. So I would save that, or as long as I would just go to his page and follow him, so you'll be able to come back and look at it later. This is a good question right here, boy. How can I get phenomenal sex in my own place? I currently have a roommate, a true Jesus beater.
Oh, well, put the roommate out or burn the brown burn the brown home candle to get your own place and then do a come to me candle to get the partner to give you the phenomenal sex.
And limiting character. Why did you move in with a Jesus beater? One, were you a Jesus beater and now you're on the spiritual path? Or two, did you move in desperation to get this crib and be partnered with a Jesus beater? Like, what kind of interview process did you go through in order to have a Jesus beater with you? You over here, you paid $26 to come in here and get rituals, and you cool with it. You taking notes, and you got a Jesus beater on the other side of the wall. Limited character was active in this place somewhere. Uh, how can I attract contractors who are serious about working for themselves instead of wanting me to pay for everything on their behalf? Jasmine?
Um, I'm not sure that I understand the question, but yeah, you meaning are they having you pay for supplies or what? I need a little bit more clarity to answer that better for you, Camille.
Yes. Next is, how do I build a relationship with my spirits? I pray continuously and have a lit altar, but I don't know how to hear them. Which spirits are you trying to connect with? And you need to start with one. You need to start with one. Um, who do you have an affinity for already? Like when you hear the name and you be like, oh, yes. Or when I look this up, I really feel this one. A lot of y'all want to be so spiritually connected. You want to be connected to everybody at one time. It doesn't work. I was on a call tonight about a group of people that they're all in the cannabis industry, but we don't really all need to be on the phone at the same time. That's what we learned tonight. There was somebody who's a venture capitalist. He goes and gets nothing less than $500,000 to $1 billion for funds. Then we had somebody who had a farm. Then we had somebody who had a processing plant. Then we had me, I broker relationships. Then over here you had somebody else who's a business development coach. You gotta I got all them people together because I started building relationships with them one at a time.
Mhm.
You have to be able to build relationships with spirit one at a time, not all at once. Jasmine?
Yeah, I agree.
That's all you got to say?
You broke it down pretty good. I mean, yeah, which spirits and are you meditating? Are you asking them to communicate back to you? And you may very well be hearing your spirit guide, you're just not recognizing it.
Mm, the signs.
Hmm.
Vera says, I always feel when someone is going to die. Ones who are close to me or close to someone I know. I go through major sadness and a bit of depression to the point where I can't sleep. Do you have any advice on how to control these feelings? So far, I've tried praying, meditating, and talking about it. The only thing that sometimes works is staying busy 24 hours a day. I don't know how you're going to take this one, but you believe in death. You believe in death and you fear death, and you're not ready to leave here. And you're disappointed in what you're doing here on the planet. And as long as you're disappointed, you're going to feel that your life has been worthless. And what if I die? You don't care about why are you getting depressed about somebody dying? Their body went into the ground and their spirits went to another place. Could be higher, could be lower. I feel like similar to Camille, you're getting caught up in too many other people's karmic issues, especially death. Death is a karmic issue. It's a reset button. So you're getting depressed. There's another reason why you're getting depressed over death other than people just dying.
Hmm.
So what? People are dying. That's a part of life. What are you afraid of? What is your fear of death? Why are you having all these challenges? Jasmine, your thoughts?
Bufo alvarius.
Oh shit.
5-MeO DMT. You won't have that problem ever again.
Jasmine just shut the whole party down. Golly. Toadmedicine.org. Toadmedicine.org. People are sleeping, Jasmine, and we have like 15 people already signed up for Toad Medicine in Georgia. Mm, 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 mm. Praise white Jesus and black Jesus too. Yes, 5-MeO, Bufo alvarius. Go to toadmedicine.org and you won't have to worry about that again. We get that all the way out the way.
Mm-hmm.
Christiana says, what candle can I do for people at work that are causing drama? Ooh, Jasmine is good for this
Whew.
one.
Whew. Well, let's see. Where do we start? You have a couple of ways of handling this, and you want to be very careful when you go about it. You do a shut up candle. You can do a banish, like a hot footing. But when I say be careful, especially with hot footing candles in the workplace, is even though you're doing them on your coworkers, have you considered that maybe that job has run its course? And if there's drama happening and it's happening to you, it might be time for you to move on to something a little bit better. And when you do hot foots on coworkers, if it's time for you to leave, you'll be the one leaving. So you really want to kind of take that into consideration. As a flip side option to that, a sweetening candle. Sweetening candles, I always say do the sweetening candles first. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, I don't like my coworkers. You want to keep your job, don't you? I would try to sweeten them up. And if that doesn't work, I would do a shut up candle. And you do a sweetening candle with a pink candle, some sugar, honey, agave, any type of sweetener, and a photo of that individual. That works like this. You won't have any more problems or any more drama from your coworkers or in your workplace whatsoever. Kair?
Shush. I ain't never worked for nobody. I mean, I ain't been working for nobody. Get your own job. You ain't got to worry about that. Like if you're gonna do the hot foot, I would go with the sweetener first, and like what they say, you catch more bees with honey than you do with bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would sweeten them up. I would, that's just me. I'm gonna just what you could do is like you said, if you put that hot foot on them, are
Mm-hmm.
you prepared to leave the job to
Mm-hmm.
start working on your own thing? Why aren't you working on your own thing? A lot of times people pissing me off. I don't need to straighten them out. I need to go get my own thing. Like this next question. If I want a 25% increase in my pay, guess who I call? Kair. I don't talk to nobody about increasing my money with me. I want at least a. So first off, you need to take my goal writing course, CoachKClass.com. We never say I want at least in nothing. I want a 25% or more increase in pay. I was interviewed and offered a coordinator. I was recently given the new position with more work and more responsibility with no change in pay or title. 25 increase is modest for the work I'm responsible for. Any rituals to help? My manager has a meeting scheduled to discuss pay and title challenges with his manager soon. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you too. Listen here. If somebody give you more work to do and don't give you more pay, I told you to trust what people show you. They're showing you that this is what we think about you. They know that if you get more work, you're supposed to get more pay. They
Mm-hmm.
making more money. If somebody quit and you take on their responsibility, then they're not paying you what their salary was. Let's say both of y'all making $12 an hour and the other person quits. And now you don't go to $24 an hour. They want you to take up their slack. Well, that person got fired and now there's $12 an hour floating around. And you telling me you can't give me $3, you can't bump me to $15 an hour? I'm gonna work this job, take this skill, and see how I can create something for myself. I know a lot of y'all work jobs. A lot of y'all are not business owners and you're not business owner minded. But if you're at a gig, it's not going to last anyway because artificial intelligence is coming and it's coming fast. Automation is coming and coming fast. People are losing their jobs because of those two things. What can you create that has a human touch that you've learned from your job? It's some girl out here now singing R&B. You know what she was doing before she was killing in the R&B? She was cleaning bathrooms. She was scrubbing bathrooms down, and it's a picture of her on Summer. Her name is Summer Rain or something like that. And she'd be like, "I just need some dick. I need to fuck whoever that is." You ladies probably would know better than me, but she was cleaning toilets and she was cleaning, bathrooms and saying, "Call me to come like clean your house." And now she got big record deals and singing on her own label or whatever. Some of y'all can't stick to what you were doing. Sister Myra said this a long time ago. Is true now. It's more true now than ever. What you've been doing is going to stop working. What hasn't been working is going to start working. Let me say that again. What has been working is going to stop. What has not been working is going to start. Are you ready to move forward into things that have not been working and now are about to work? Some of y'all get so upset when y'all get to a blockage and it's really a message. Camille says, my altar has water, a table, fountain, crystals, a god, goddess, a plant, feather, and incense. Also a skull to deter evil. Skull's not there to deter evil. And I wouldn't put any crystals. I don't have any crystals on my altar. I have an altar that's strictly for my crystals that's not in my altar room because crystals eat energy. They love to eat energy. So they have their own altar in front of an east facing window where they get plenty of sunlight so they can stay full all day. But and are you looking down on your altar or looking up at your altar? Looking up at your altar is the best. So if you can move it up with a shelf, that's better. Jasmine?
The thing I don't see on there is is there any food offerings?
Ooh.
So there should be some fruit.
Ooh.
It's pomegranate season. Pomegranates symbolize prosperity, fertility, not necessarily physical fertility, but the birth of new ideas and new things. So I would put some pomegranates up there.
Yes. Camille said, can I put gold on there? Yes, gold on your altar is the best money producer on the altar. Real gold.
And also getting those gold flakes from your local craft store and placing them down in your prosperity candles.
Ooh, yes, I got some of those. Is there a limiting character ritual? I don't know if y'all said this or not. No, we hadn't got to that, but Jasmine, that's a good question.
Is there a limiting character ritual? No, I wish there was. There isn't. But it's identifying the limiting character, recognizing it when it comes up, and not allowing it to rule you. And that's something that the Insight seminars teach you the tools on how to do that.
Coven, I think this is just a statement, something I have someone who shows up into my life once I've obtained a higher vibration. I'm not sure what that means. You're going to have to be a little more. Oh, here we go. I have someone that shows up in my life once I've obtained a higher vibration. Specific people that I have identified as lower vibes show up when I am working. What could this indicate? I also feel depleted after. Had one even tell me today that he thinks we have a cord between us. Sometimes I wonder if I'm being viewed as an own resource. What do you think? Jasmine, you can go first on this.
Well, the people that show up, the low vibrational people that show up, why are they even able to contact you? Like, they wouldn't have access to me, not a phone number, nothing. Cut them off. Cut them off. Anyone that tells you they think that they have a cord between the two of you, if this isn't someone that you like or love or voluntarily being intimate with, that means they're a psychic vampire. I would get rid of them very quickly. I would do a cut and clear ritual to get rid of them. You're feeling depleted, yeah, because these are energy vampires and you're open to it. So why are you open to these energy vampires? What have you done that's kind of attracted them? um
Hold on, I want to jump in right there.
mhm.
If you're doing something to attract them, you can also change when you find out what that is. If you change that behavior, you will automatically repel them.
Mhm.
Like me, what irritates me more is liars. So instead of me asking, why do I attract people who lie? I started telling the truth all the time. And now I repel liars. They can't stand me. They call me names. They go on Facebook talking about me. But all I do is tell the truth. And so it upsets liars and it will repel them. So I really think, Coven, that you are too sweet. You're too loving. You want to love everybody. You don't want there to be any conflict. You're on the wrong planet. You got a little too much Pisces in you somewhere. Do you have Jupiter in Pisces? What do you have in Pisces? Because like you're not dealing with reality. That's it. There's always going to be this thing coming around. There's no utopia of always only higher vibration people coming around. That doesn't exist. Bonita said, I need a IRS ritual too. What else can I use along with the High John candle?
Same thing. The Lost Stay Away candle, that's what I used. Hi John, Lost Stay Away candle, and deciding what you want to see happen with the IRS. So do you want them to shave some money off? Do you want to be able to pay them back and have the money for it? So figure out what you want the IRS to do. Also, something that works very well is having a carnelian and citrine. So, like, get one of your IRS notices, place some carnelian and citrine on there, burn those two candles, and then decide, figure out what you want. And then you will have to either contact the IRS or hire a CPA and let them contact the IRS for you after the ritual is done to get the results that you're looking for. I would suggest getting a CPA and let them do it.
Hmm. I don't really have nothing to add to that one right there, unless you're going to go get the Jade Emperor. If you're going to go get the Jade Emperor spell book, um, it's going to be 50% off soon. Right now it's $1,500, but they have a ritual in there for excusing debt. Um, Francis said, "Hi, Coach and Jasmine. So, what ritual can I do to help me with my spiritual journey? I do have an altar set up and have been meditating every day. How long have you been on your journey, and what part of your spiritual journey do you need help in? Because those are the basics. If you keep lit candles and you got an altar and you meditating every day, you bound to win. But you might just be, 4 weeks in. You might be only 6 months in. Somebody said, oh, I've been on the path 2 years. I've been on the path since 1996. I'm still clearing. I'm still doing rituals. Okay. Oh, Kaya, you're so intelligent. You're so smart. You got so much experience, and I still get my head bust. I'm not immune to none of this. You got to stay flexible. You got to. Yay! Now we're recording, and we're over here with the continuation over here on Zoom. Here come Vaughn and a couple of other people. Okay, Jelani had a question. Yes, ma'am.
My question is,
Oh, okay.
when you
I got
Excuse
lost.
me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Oh
Mute
shoot.
your mic.
Sorry.
Mute your mic if you are not speaking. Okay, go ahead.
all right, does it mean anything when you're doing candle magic and you know how you're sitting with your candle? Does it mean anything if you feel drained, or is that a draining feeling, or is that just energy coming in? It's the first time I've ever felt that way, and it was with my pumpkin. So what does that mean?
A little bit of both. So when you're doing spiritual work, especially when you're doing what we call heavier magic or really intense rituals, you will oftentimes feel exhausted afterwards. That's kind of a common side effect. You know, I always advise also before you perform any type of real heavy spell work, like the pumpkin ritual seemed like a simple ritual, but it required a lot of focus and energy. I don't know what your day was leading up to it, if you had to work or what are some of the other things that you were doing that day, but you're putting, essentially, you're directing all this energy down into your work. So yes, it's a combination of both. It's energy passing through you when you're tapping into the moon energy, the spirit world, if you work with deities, and then also it's everything that has come out of you to focus that intention. Can you guys hear me? Did she get that?
Your hands are moving, but I can't hear you, Jasmine.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me now?
I
Yes.
can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. Did you get all of that?
I didn't get all of it, but I got the gist of it. You just said, no, you may not talk to Miss Jasmine. Sorry. Um, you just said that it could be a little bit of draining. It just depends on what I was doing for my day and what was going on. And yes, I did run a few errands before I did any of that, but I could feel it, and I could still feel it the next day. And whenever I got to it, just after a while, maybe about 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, spiritual work can be very draining. Yes.
So I want to say that there's no, what I say on Facebook today, there's no ROI if there is no I. When you're doing rituals, you're looking for energy. So it's got to come from somewhere. So it's coming from you. So that also is going to go back to diet. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is your diet looking like? So what are you eating? Like there has to, that's a good book project for somebody. You know what I'm saying? The Magic Cookbook, like cooking foods that are high in enzymes so you can perform at a higher level, because if you're going to be dealing with rituals, you should be sleepy when you finish. You should be like, man, I'm tired. I'm so tired right now that I want to go to sleep. So, like, I think or I want to rest or something like that. Jasmine, take yourself back off of mute. I muted you by accident.
There we go.
So, yeah, I think it's normal. You just got finished working hard. Why isn't your spiritual work, you know what I'm saying, the same as your day job? Like for me, some people be like, man, I can't believe you hungry again. You've just been talking all day. Damn right. That was still burning calories. So doing rituals is the same thing.
Okay, thank you guys.
All right, you're welcome. Please retype your questions from what you typed over in the other room if we didn't get to it. Keisha said, Jasmine, should I get a purple High John the Conqueror candle? I'm ordering it now, LOL.
Yes, you should.
Yeah, what is that good for?
High John the Conqueror is just for that, to conquer any serious situation that you need some high altar magic to work with. Court cases, legal cases, almost anything that's a complex type of case, you add a John the Conqueror candle to your spiritual work.
Word. Okay, if y'all don't come up with these questions in the next 30 seconds, we're about to move to the open mic night. Now listen, if all of y'all want to be scared and don't want nothing, then you don't have to do nothing, and Jasmine can keep her prize and I can keep my prize, and we can go to the ritual and I can go try to get my hair done. But if you want to go for this thing, I know somebody I got some talent. I know Ebony with that hair is about to try to sing something for us tonight, and or do something. She's about to do some magic, or Miss Upright is about to dance or twerk for us. We taking all types of contests tonight. We not letting nobody.
This little white of mine.
No, we're not ready yet. I don't know who that was, but that won't cut it. That won't cut it. That won't cut it. This little light of mine won't cut it. I'm sorry. We looking for some enthusiasm and not some. I'm gonna throw my child up here and let my child try to win me something. No, that's gonna be entertainment. That ain't what we're talking about. Camille talking about is the score okay on your altar? It really doesn't matter, Camille. We don't want you getting in the habit of saying, is this okay or is this not okay? What Jasmine asked you was, do you have food on your altar? And which gods do you have on your altar? You might have a deity on your altar that's not serving you. Erica says, I don't know if there's anything spiritual that can be done to this, but let me preface this by saying I'm embarrassed by even being in this situation. Well, don't be embarrassed. But I have been in a relationship for over a year. Congratulations. Recently, he was issued a warrant for failing to appear at a court hearing, civil case. This last Sunday, he grabbed a few of his shirts, told me he would be staying at his boy's house until the court case, and just walked out the door. Congratulations again. Jasmine is liking how this is tuning up. He was upset with me because his daughter wanted to stay with me, and I told her yes, she could. His response was that I should have just told her I had to work. All of his clothes and belongings are at my house. Now he is not in jail. What do I do? I'm too emotionally involved to think logically about this. Like, do I even have a boyfriend anymore? LOL. I have all his things. He has my house keys. Give it to me raw, please. I need it. See, you might get a prize for just really keeping it 1 million with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, this type of stuff right here, I could do this all night. This is what I'm talking about. All of y'all got a question like this. So Erica, just for you doing this, Erica, you get 30 minutes with me next week. If this situation, I don't care if this situation resolves itself tonight. Erica just won 30 minutes of free coaching from Coach Collier next week. Just inbox me and let's cash in on this. Jasmine, you get to go first.
Woo! Okay. First off, I'm trying to understand why did his daughter want to come stay? One, why did you say it's okay? Did you consult him first about it? Is this something that she usually does? Is this normal, or was this out of the blue? That's the first thing. Second thing is, my concern here is he grabbed his clothes and said he was going to his boy's house until the court date. For why? What difference does it make if he sleeps at his boy's house or he sleeps with you before the court date? So that sounds like some bullshit to me, quite honestly. It sounds like he wanted some peace and he needed some time away from you. And that was the excuse that he used. Do you even still have a boyfriend? I don't know. Have you heard from him? A boyfriend, number one, wouldn't just walk out the door with some sorry excuse. And two, he would still be in contact with you. So answer those questions and you'll get an answer right there. You still have all his things at your house. Well, what do you want? Do you want him back? Have you talked to him? See, to me, this is a bitch move. And if he took some things and walked out and gave me a half-assed excuse, all the rest of his shit would be thrown out right along with him. So I think I would like to ask you, what led up to this? Because something else caused this. There's something else going on in the back end that led up to him taking his stuff and leaving. I don't believe it had anything to do with the court date.
And since we on Zoom, all you gotta do is unmute your mic.
Yeah, what happened previous to this where he felt he could just walk up and leave?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, so because it was the weekend of his children, like the weekend he had his kids, they were at my home, and then Sunday his sisters picked the kids up because since he has the warrant, he doesn't want to be out in the street driving with the kids. So one of his daughters didn't have school the next day. She wanted to stay with me. So she wanted to come back with me, and actually all of his kids wanted to be at our house.
Pause. How many baby mamas does he have?
2.
Do you have children with him?
No, I don't have kids with him.
How many children does he have with 2 baby mamas?
3.
Please continue.
Okay. So one of his daughters didn't have school that Monday. I work from home. She wanted to stay with me that Monday. He all day he had been stressing out with his mom and his sisters, trying to coordinate between his mom and sisters who was going to take the kids home.
Pause. Do you have contact with his mother and sister?
Yes.
You have their phone numbers?
Yes.
Unpause.
Okay. So when the little girl and I have 2 daughters. So all of our kids, they get along very well. They're very excited. The weekends we have the kids because the kids come together. They're all the same age. They play. So it's understandable that they wanted to be together here. So that Sunday, she asked me, can she stay with me? And I said, okay, but you know Daddy's rule, you have to ask him. It has to come from you. So you call him, you ask him, it's okay with me. So he had just gotten into a fight with his sister about how the dropping off of the kids were going to happen. So when his daughter called and said, hey, you know, I don't want to go with my aunt, I want to stay with Erica, he told her, oh, but Erica works tomorrow. So
he lied to his daughter.
Yes,
okay.
He lied to his daughter. Then he gives.
Okay, we're done. We're done here. Do you still want to be in a relationship with somebody who lies to their own daughter?
That's where the.
I asked you a yes or no question. I said, do you want to continue to be in a relationship with someone who lies to his own daughter?
No.
Okay. Next is, I've been telling y'all this. How many of y'all heard me say, trust what people show you? Why are you not trusting what he's showing you? You have his mother's phone number and his aunties and whatever. You send them a group text, including him, and saying your stuff is going to be on the porch within 2 hours. Please, and that's where it will be. It'll be on the dry area of the porch. When you come back, put my keys in the mailbox. There you go. How long have y'all been staying together?
Over a year.
Is his name on the lease?
No.
Are any of the utilities in his name?
No.
Is he receiving any mail at your house?
No.
So you go to the bathroom and wash your hands off with some cool water, like this right here. And that's that right there. Then you go get your nails done like Jasmine. Jasmine, hold your nails up. And you go get your nails done like that and put some pink on them or something.
One question though. When was the last time you spoke to him since this?
I haven't spoken to him since. This happened Sunday, and all he said was, Erica, you know I've been fighting with them all day. I can't be out in the streets driving around. I can't get pulled over and have my kids watch me go to jail. Why would you even tell her that it's okay for her to come here when she already has a ride to go home? And that's all that was said. That's all that was said. And then he said, this is too much. I can't deal with this stress. I may not even be able to wait until the 25th to go to court. I just want to turn myself in.
Is he in jail now?
No, he's not in jail right now.
But how do you know? You don't know where he's at. You ain't spoken to him.
I haven't spoken to him, but I know he's not in jail.
How do you know he's not in jail?
Because I checked the inmate search.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, keep it moving, sis, and call his aunties and them, and just be like, his stuff is outside because he don't stay here no more. And you can copy what you put. You can copy what you put in the text in the chat and send it to them, and be like, he's staying with y'all now. He not getting no mail over there. He can't get forced. He can't force his way back in. He don't have a way to prove that his, put all this stuff outside. Or I would put it in the car and take it all the way to one of their houses, and then I go get me another boyfriend and go get me some head, or let somebody take me out to get me some white Hennessy or Red Lobster or something.
And it just totally blew me by surprise.
No. We finished talking about this. We know it blew you by surprise. We done told you what to do. We want you to take action on this right here. and then come back and tell us what happened after you did what we asked you to do. Because we're not
Thank
going to
you.
explain no more of his actions. We're giving you something clear cut to go do today, in the morning. Tomorrow's Friday morning. I don't know if you got to go to work, but by 5 o'clock, you should be going to the damn getting your nails done. That's it.
Thank you. I needed this. I needed to hear this.
Absolutely. And go get on Plenty of Fish or Tinder or something like that and call Jasmine, watch one of Jasmine's videos on how you get you a new nigga. Jasmine will be making a new video tomorrow called Don't Chase Them, Replace Them. Okay? I'll be making one and Jasmine will be making one. So just watch that video.
I sure will.
All right. Tasha says, what ritual is good to clear past karma? What kind of karma?
Well, you know what I say about that. There aren't any candles. Have you ever seen a candle in the candle store that says karma removal, karma reversal? Karma is karma. It has to be worked out. So
you got to pay that tab. Question about the pumpkin ritual. Can I burn my petition and then bury it also? Can we burn another candle inside my pumpkin before burying it?
absolutely.
Wait, the instructions were write your petition out and put it in the pumpkin and put your candle on top of it. That's what's supposed to happen. And then when your candle finished burning, take the candle bottle, take the emptied glass out, 7-day candle, wash it off and dispose of it, and then bury everything else. That means the petition is supposed to be inside of the pumpkin. Is that right, Jasmine?
Oh yeah, not burn the petition, but you can burn a second candle in it if you want to.
Oh, I can burn another candle inside the pumpkin after this one? Oh, so I can burn my money machine inside the candle after this Saint Expedite?
Absolutely.
Let's all put our hands together. Let's all put our hands together for a second candle in the pumpkin. Yes, yes, yes. Jasmine, can I use the power candle to assist different rituals?
That's a great question. Yes, you can. And where did you find a power candle? Because they are not easy to find. So if you found them online, please let me know. I found one recently and I haven't seen it since.
This joker here always wants some more candles. Yes. Camellia said, what ritual is good for confidence for getting back into the dating scene? Been out of it for a long time. Wanted to wait until my kids got much older, which was a mistake. That was a big mistake right there. And would like to get back out there. What would you suggest? Plenty of Fish, Tinder, Facebook, up under another name, new Instagram account, but show your real picture. Don't catfish nobody. Be honest. That's what I have to say. You're going to have to practice. Like people who stay out of the dating game for a long time, they think they can just get back in and the whole relationship is going to be perfect. They're just going to jump back into something that's just wonderful for them. It don't work like that. You're going to have to stumble and fall. It's like skateboarding and not skateboarding for 10 or 15 years and then get back on the skateboard and think you ain't going to fall. It don't work like that. Mm-hmm. Jasmine, your turn.
I would do an attraction spell. So if you go on my YouTube channel, Mystic at the Crossroads, I have one that says, I think it's attract new lover spell. And that's done with a pink female figure candle, orris root, come to me oil, a variety of other ingredients. And that will help kind of boost that energy and confidence. And it will help to start attracting someone new to you.
I think that your question sparked Christiana's question. What's a good candle spell to call a new lover? Before Jasmine answers, I just I want to say this or ask a question. And if you want to come on here and open the mic up and come on camera, whatever, that'd be lovely. But are you poly or mono? Like, do you want a new lover in addition to the lover you already got? Or do you want just a fresh lover away apart from the last one? And if that's the case, are you really done with the last one?
That's a good question. So I am completely done with my past lover, my ex-fiance, quote unquote, and I'm ready to get back on the scene, and I want to actually attract somebody and bring somebody that is going to be my life partner, not a soulmate, because a soulmate is just could be, we have multiple. So I need somebody that sticks.
Before Jasmine answers, I have a question. Are you open to dating before this life partner comes? Or
Yeah.
do you want the candle to be like the next one is going to be that one?
No, that's asking for too much.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, Jasmine, I think she want a good dating ritual to get us a nice little option of stallions to come through there. That's my opinion.
Yes.
Jasmine, what you got for that?
So first and foremost, I will say I love your energy and enthusiasm and how open you are. Practice dates are going to happen. Okay. Write out a list. Have you written out a specific list of the type of relationship and the type of partner you want? Okay.
Yes. I got a whole 2-page.
Okay. Is it very specific? I mean, everything.
Yes, all the way down to the size of the penis.
Okay.
There you go. Okay.
For you, one, I would start, doing your spiritual bath. So start doing your love baths. Definitely, you can make yourself a mojo bag to carry with you with some rose petals, some orris roots, the actual root instead of the powder, some damiana, and some catnip.
Ooh.
You want to keep that on you and wear your love oil. So that's one. Two, here's a pink female figure candle and dress it with the damiana, catnip, coriander, and dill. Coriander and dill and red clover are specifically to attract a partner that wants a long-term commitment, marriage type of relationship. You want to add some gold glitter because it's pretty and people, you want to attract that energy to you. A little bit of sugar and honey, and you want to burn this candle on top of that petition that you've written out. So I would suggest maybe making a Xerox copy. You have your original, because you may have to do this, you may do this ritual 1 or 2 or 3 times. But burn that candle on top of it. You want to do this on a Friday after a new moon and as late at night as possible. So 11 o'clock, midnight into the witching hour would be best. I fair warn you though, whenever you do love spells, the universe starts throwing options at you left and right. And, and it doesn't necessarily mean everybody that comes your way, you're going to like them. But I always tell my clients, be very cautious in how you reject certain people that you're not interested in. And just be open, go on a few practice dates, because when people start coming to you and then you're like, no, you don't give the universe much to work with, and then it'll stop working. The other thing to keep in mind with this particular spell, it does work, and you may find exes are kind of resurfacing. Don't get trapped in the exes, but just know that that's a sign that your spell.
I want to add this right here. This is the ideal time to come and get a relationship reading so you can understand what your relationship language is and what are the best candidates for you. Because in your birth chart, there's ideal husband, porn star, and Prince Charming, and they're not always the same. Okay? Then there's who you need to be like, hell no to the no when you see this person coming. And they're not identified by what their sun sign is. They're identified by the relationship and the aspects of their Saturn and your moon, or your Saturn and their moon. Okay. So I would go to this dude named CoachKAstrology.info, go to relationship consultation, click that, pay for that. You're going to get a link that says book your time to get your consultation, and do that when there's nobody around. Go ahead and book that right now. So you can be like, oh, here's my strategy going in. I also recommend, just like last week, there's a book called Finding Your Soulmate, Russ, R-U-S-S, Michael. So it has a green cover, Finding Your Soulmate, Russ Michael, last name Michael, because he talks about how to introduce yourself to your partner. Jasmine got you whipping the candles up, you smelling good. She forgot to tell you about the come to me oil, but that's enough stuff that you already have. Now, shit, you don't need to come to me oil with all that she just put on you right there. Like, you're going to have, oh, wait, this for everybody. It's a Mercury retrograde. Don't do none of that shit she told you until December the 8th, okay? Don't do none of that. Don't do none of that right now, because it's just going to be a whole bunch of old folks coming back anyway. You already get, they smelled you when a man was on you. You ladies know when you get in a good relationship, a joke will be smelling you. Then when your ass get free, a joke will be smelling you. You getting ready to have all this other natural stuff coming because of this vacancy, because of this Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. So I would get the reading now under the Mercury retrograde and get all the supplies, and then around the 5th of December, 6th of December, I'll start working on my stuff. Word. But right now, you don't need no help attracting old things coming back, because it's an excellent chance that the fiance may be trying to get some feelings and swing back around, even though you want some no. So if he turn around and come back in and you got a wave of pulling energy, then you be done suck this clown back into the game. You feel what I'm saying? So Jasmine got the magic, I got the timing. So I don't recommend no come to me new relationship type things right now for no life term cat. But once again, plenty of fish, tender, swipe left and swipe right. You know what I'm saying? Get your flirtation game back on. Find you some dudes that's supposed to make you feel better. Jasmine said yes. Well, Jasmine got them thoughts out here. Jasmine will take her a couple male thoughts and throw them in the game to make her feel better. And I can't blame her. So whenever Jasmine had the thought video next week, y'all need to be watching that. You know what I'm saying? About how to get you some male thoughts to damn, you know what I'm saying, make you feel better about yourself. He ain't going nowhere. You've been, you know what I'm saying, and not wasting time, but you know, just to knock the dust off a little bit before you get back out there to the real date. Jasmine, how did I do on that?
Excellent.
Thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome. Thank you. T. Phillips, where you at, player? Come on through here. I'm unmuting your mic, lowering your hand. You had your hand up. What's the deal?
So my question is, since we're talking about limiting self, how can I explain it? So there are certain lessons that we have to learn and certain things that we have to go through in life in order to learn the lesson, to overcome it and move on from that situation. I guess what brought it up for me is like when Jasmine said, you know, like for instance, a job, you can, your time may be running out of that job. Like, how do we know when the lesson is over and we need to move on, or the lesson is still going on and we just need to stay put until we learn it in order not to repeat it, you know, not to repeat it again and keep on going through the same cycle?
When you're finally sick and tired of it and uncomfortable. Because like I said last week, if you don't make a decision, one will be made for you. So as these things are occurring and you're like, wait a minute, this doesn't work for me. I don't like this. Why does this keep happening? I'm uncomfortable. This is causing a problem. That is the time right there. That is the lesson when you finally get it. Some people have to go through shit for months before they get it. So when you finally say, this ain't working, it's time to make a transition. And that applies to any area of your life that isn't operating or going the way that you want. Khair?
Oh, how you know I wanted to say something?
My thing is, sometimes some people can be impatient with anything in life instead of just being, sitting back and analyzing the aspect of what's going on. It's okay. What's going on here? What do I need to learn from it? Some people are very impatient and not wanting to go through the process. I think that's why we keep on sometimes, reliving the same experience over and over again. So I guess the question for me is, when do we really know to say, okay, I need to really go through this so it doesn't repeat itself?
I got you. You don't ever have to go through something for pain's sake so you won't repeat it. That's called a crash dummy.
Mm-hmm.
That's also called the wall of suffering. You do not have to stay at the wall of suffering. The wall of suffering is the one thing you don't have to be patient with. I think it's good to be impatient about leaving the wall of suffering, because it's going to take you a while to leave, because you're going to leave, you're going to feel sorry about the people you left. You're going to leave and you're going to think, maybe I should stay in this lesson a little longer. Because right now it's like you're petitioning us to find out, how long should I stay at the wall of suffering? You shouldn't stay at, as soon as you know there's a wall of suffering and you have on a Velcro suit and you're stuck to it like this, you should be ready to go. There should be no more waiting around, because you've come to a new realization that you're at the wall of suffering. A lot of people live their whole life and don't know they're at the wall of suffering. They have a condo, a beachfront home, a tent in the backyard, a 5-bedroom, 6-bath house with 3-car garage with 6 cars outside, and it's all at the wall of suffering. Once you realize you're at the wall of suffering, you're supposed to tear out of there, leave everything behind, run out the house butt naked with your ass on fire. Never stay to be like, oh, well, maybe I need to learn. Because everything that's making you uncomfortable is at the wall of suffering. So if you realize one, you've realized all of them. And a way to help, one of Jasmine's answers is 5-MeO-DMT, Bufo alvarius Cenarian desert toad medicine will immediately let you know that that's some bullshit and I'm out. For all of you clinging to something, wondering, you really do not have to keep clinging to that to learn that lesson. It's just like when the light came on. Is the light on? Let's go. Your eyes don't, how long does it take your eyes to adjust from dark to light? A few seconds. Same thing for these situations, right? But the reason that you keep going through them is because you have an attachment with them. Your cells are attached to them because you haven't really cleared that up with yourself, and you haven't said, I deserve better. I don't need this shit, yada, 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 yada. So, yeah, there's no need for you to stay there any longer once you realize this is the crap. Same thing like Covina was saying earlier about, she knows she needs confidence. Well, then do some, and take some risks then. Don't keep talking about, well, let me do another 7-day ritual to wait to build up some more confidence. No, improve your relationship with the Creator. I got God in my pocket, so I can't lose. How do I test I got God in my pocket? I'm gonna go ahead and start interacting differently than I've been interacting for the last 6-7 months. And then you're gonna realize, oh, I've always had God in my pocket. I just wasn't accessing it. Does that make sense, Ms. Phillips?
Yeah, it made sense. It made sense. Definitely made sense. Thank you.
You're my plum, pleasing pleasure. Thank you very much. All right. Kiki gets the last question, and then we want to warm up for the talent show tonight. We're looking for this open mic to get it popping. So go get your poems and your jokes and all of that, because we're getting ready to see this stuff here. Kiki says, I'm meeting a lot of Mr. Rights now. All right, girl, and not my soulmate. Incorrect. All of the Mr. Rights are your soulmates. The only one thing that is offering a long-term relationship and marriage is my ex. I want my soulmate to come in. Your ex is your soulmate. The Mr. Rights, the new people that you're meeting, they're also your soulmates. You can have multiple soulmates. I want my soulmate to come in, but I'm getting is men that don't want a relationship now. It just seems my ex is wearing me down because no good men are showing me interest, only my ex, and I want to move on, but it's hard when the right men keep coming. Jasmine,
Yeah.
Jasmine getting ready to get all up in this. I probably won't have to say anything after she finishes except our second. But Kiki, you want me to unmute you so you can hear what, so you can just give us some full-time feedback? We'll wait till Jasmine gets started, but she's about to get riled up. So go ahead, Jasmine.
Well, for starters, if you don't want your ex, then some cut and clearing needs to be done. Why don't you want your ex? I'm just curious. These other men, you say that they don't want a relationship right now. Well, they can't be Mr. Right and not want a relationship.
Oh,
Mr.
wait a
Right's
minute,
gonna...
Jasmine. I think she means they're Mr. Right Nows. She's meaning a bunch of Mr. Right Nows.
Okay. Well, okay. First of all, you may be exuding energy, even though you want a long-term committed relationship. You may be exuding just right now type of relationship energy. There's something that's still tying you back to your ex also. This is why the ex is still trying to wear you down, still coming around. And this is why it's blocking you from meeting someone that wants to give you that long-term commitment. Also, something else that's coming to me is, how do you know your ex hasn't done some candle magic on you to keep you from meeting the right person?
Or some dirt magic or some draws magic.
Hi, Jasmine. Hi, KR. Thank you. It's so strange because I've been battling this for years. We've been together for about like 10 years. And over that past 10 years, I know I've been trying to get out for years, literally. Like I literally left, spent the night, and actually came back like multiple times. And so right now I'm at the point I've actually got my own place like for about 2 years now. And I know, but it's hard. He keeps coming back, and the other guys that I'm meeting, I'm not gonna lie, they're shit. And it's like, what the heck? You know, it's like it seems like I was better off with my ex, but I know that's wrong because I know I wasn't getting treated the way I wanted to be treated, and I know he was just he's just a user. He just sucks all the energy and the life out of me. And I'm just tired of it. It's like you have like a gut feeling when you know it's not right, and I've been to multiple psychics. They're like, you got to get rid of this ex. Come on, you got to get rid of this. It's like, it's hard. It's like I tried, and it's like I get to like a financial state where I got to take him back. And it's like, and he knows it, and he doesn't care because he's back in my life again.
Hold, pause. Pick up my questions. Hold on, Jasmine.
Okay.
You got a new place for 2 years. Is it an altar in the new place?
I just started it. Like I said, I'm very new on my spiritual journey.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
I asked you a yes or no question, not for stories. Is there an altar in the house? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, good. The Krishna is the god of relationships. So I will get a statue or a color picture of Krishna, and this goes for you too, Miss Christiana. Get you an old statue. All of y'all just want to get popping with Krishna. Is that Krishna in the background? Let me see who you got back there. You pointing at? That's not Krishna. That's not Krishna. That's not Krishna back there. It's okay, but that's not Krishna.
I know, but
yes. So Krishna, that right there. That's eating men. That's Kali Ma. That ain't what you want, okay? Unless you want to keep eating them. But anyway, do you have children with your ex of 10 years?
No.
Okay. And so you said finances forces you to go back sometimes.
Yes, right now, I'm in that moment right now until exactly.
Now, y'all have been together several lifetimes. Let's go ahead. We're going to get that out the way. And then, so your job is to end this contract financially. You have to break the financial burden of him to you, because that's what it is. And he knows it, and you keep falling for it. So I would start toning in right now if you, yes, it's desperation magic, but you can't let your altar not have no green candles, bay leaf candles, you know, jade emperor candles, money altar. I mean, burning ancestor money. You can't let that falter right now, and you can't go back because that means you got to give up your deposit. You got to do all this other stuff. He gonna go back over there, and y'all gonna start having sex. This is gonna be just too much. You already know what you got to do. Keep your fast and start working on your finances and whatever Jasmine is about to tell you with some cord cutting. That's what I got. Jasmine, hey there.
A banish ritual or some cord cutting. He's got a spiritual hold on you, and I can tell you right now, I believe that there's been some work done to keep you falling back into a position where you end up going back with him, and then he's using other things to manipulate you back into the relationship. So absolutely, yes, do your work for your finances. 2, I would do a cord cutting, and that is done with a yellow candle. You get yourself a yellow candle. You get yourself a pair of scissors, preferably a new pair. So go to Dollar Tree, get a pair of scissors. You take a photo. If you have a picture of the 2 of you, it's even better. And a string. And what you do is you take the photo. I'll just use this as an example. And you tear the photo of the 2 of you apart. You place one picture on one side, one picture on the other, and then you're going to use your pair of scissors. You're going to also get yourself a string, any color string. And this string is going to symbolize the cord between the 2 of you. So you're going to have your candle. You're going to have your string laying on your altar. You're going to have your pictures on both sides. You're going to snip that string, and then you're going to place the scissors around the candle. So it's going to look like this. Does that make sense?
Okay, so you said I'm gonna have like my string in the middle of the candle at the bottom. Okay, and the pictures on each side?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're going to snip that string, and each day that that candle burns, you're going to pull that string apart a little bit more, little bit more, little bit more, little bit more. Once that candle goes out, you're going to take those 2 pieces of string and you're going to dispose of them in 2 separate places away from your home. Throw his string off the freeway somewhere and go throw your string in the park down the road.
And I would do at least 2 or 3 miles in opposite directions.
Right.
See, that I thought, and I didn't know, well, I'm sorry, just to cut you off. I was afraid to do anything like that or to ask for that because, like I said, financial situation. And I get him out of my life, and yeah. So, I mean,
you have to make a decision. Either you're done with it and you're ready to move on, or you're going to wait till the finances get better. Your financial situation is because you're still tied to him. Once he's gone, the money's going to improve automatically.
Okay. Jasmine, how are you missing this piece right here? This nigga got a skull candle on her because she thinks something. So you need to add a skull candle too to what Jasmine, because you only think that if you cut him loose. You hear what she just said? I think that if I cut him loose, then so that means you still getting money from him. It's a whole lot of men out here that'll give you money, boo, and you ain't got to give up no draws. That's what cats do.
This is true, but it cannot be both ways. Either you're done or you're not done. So it sounds like you're ready to be done, but again, he
just
has
afraid. Yeah, I'm just afraid to be done. Yeah, I want to be done, but
girl, he probably got a voodoo doll on you. And I'm not saying that jokingly. I'm very serious. I believe this man has put some serious work out there to hold on to. So do the cord cutting, okay? The finances will improve once he's gone.
Okay.
And being able to move on to have the right relationship will happen once he's gone also.
I've been told that. Okay.
And then from there, not right now, but from there, you can start working on some love rituals so that you can attract the right person. Hell, you need some money. Attract a sugar daddy for now. Let that sugar daddy take care of you until you meet the right person. And all these Mr. Right Nows, you can meet the right now, you gonna take me on and put some money in my bank account. So it's like, if you ain't gonna stick around, you don't need to play, honey.
Uh-huh.
So don't diss the Mr. Right Nows. Allow them to keep you afloat if that's something you're comfortable with. I would be like, shit, I'm spending time with you. That means I'm not working. So you're gonna have to give me more than a chicken dinner.
Jasmine, put your pimp stick down. Put your pimp stick down, Jasmine. I'm just gonna qualify what she said with, you are focused too much on being morally correct. Well, since we were having sex, he should keep giving me money. So I feel comfortable going to him, getting money from him, because I feel comfortable having sex with him, even though he ain't shit. So this is all that's going on in your head. You need a white skull candle is what I'm hearing. And then let Jack address it. You need to get your thoughts clear, because your head is up his ass. Period. You know, like in so many ways.
It's like, and he keeps calling me, like nonstop. I mean, my sister came and visited me this weekend, and I let her use my phone to use the GPS because I had
There's
to
a
get
block. There's a block button. You bullshitting. Stop telling us the story. There's a block button on the phone. Just like you can block anybody from calling, there's a block button. Y'all ain't got no kids together. He ain't stayed with you in 2 years, and you ain't blocked.
No, he's been in and out. I let him in, and then I kick him out when, you know.
Because you're not letting Mr. Right Now come through. As my man said, this is super street, but this is the words of Ken Brisbane. And it's gross and it's street, but it's accurate. You sucking the wrong dick. You keep letting this dude come back in. You keep letting him come back in. What you think gonna keep happening if y'all keep mixing body fluids? Like, you gotta have some discipline yourself, yo. Jasmine can give you all the other stuff, but if you keep, you won't even block the number. So I'm with Jasmine. Some work has been done, but I don't think it's that much work has been done from you from not blocking his phone number. You can't call me no more. There you go. He keeps calling me. So what? So what?
Listen, I tried to block him, then he'd call me from another number, then he'd call me from another number. He's like, well, why you block me?
Call a block
like,
party.
what?
Call a
Change
block
the
party.
phone number. Change the phone number. Can't
Y'all
call
ain't
them.
got no kids together. Yeah, why you ain't changed the phone number?
Like I said, like, it's like when I try to leave him, I be strong, I try to leave him, but it's like I'll get like to a financial situation, and then it's like, here we go again. That's the only reason.
Now here you go again. Here you go again. Not here we go again. Here you go again. So you're gonna keep doing it until you get tired of it. So, you know, I hope you get tired of it tonight.
No, I'm tired. I've been tired of it. That's why I'm here, and he's at the shop sleeping on the damn floor.
Oh, well, there you go. How can, plus, why would I want to take money from somebody sleeping on the floor?
Well, he don't want to get his own place. He still got hope that we can be together. That's why.
I'm done. I don't want to hear no more about that.
Yeah.
It's messing with my stomach.
I know, right?
All right. Thank you so much, Kiki.
Thank you.
All right. Peace. All right. Where that first contestant at for, oh, wait a minute. Jasmine, come on, give them the ritual. And then let's get to this first contestant. I'm waiting for Ebony and Avril and Christiana to do their dancing. I see Heather is getting ready to dance. Coven is going to bring the pole dance out. And I see iPhone with the glasses. You getting ready to do something exciting. Miss Q is getting ready to do, this is going to be wonderful right here. Like, that's why I'm glad we're in private. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to strip, you know what I'm saying? Show your feet, do some splits, stuff like that. This is going to be amazing. Okay, twerk, rap, we're taking all that. So y'all just get ready. Jasmine's going to go over this ritual, and then we're going to open it up for who's got